Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction and review. This is to episode 16. Okay, that's right. Yeah, episode 16 of MLP FiM, which is Friendship University. And I have no idea what this episode is about, so double checking everything. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so Friendship University. Let's see what is going on. Start the video. 3, 2, 1, click.
Dear Twilight, it is difficult to express how grateful I am to you for teaching me the power of friendship.
Oh.
You would think after more than 1,000 years, there would be nothing left
Star
to
Swirl.
learn.
There's still more.
And yet,
Okay.
even a pony as old as I can continue to
Yeah, you're like,
surprised
hey, it's,
by how much there
shoot, what's her
is to
name?
know.
Tree Hugger. Ah, we can see her back. Oh, wow.
I hope you find these postcards enjoyable.
That's
and I
cool.
look forward to seeing you again, though I can't say when my journey will be complete. Your friend, Star Swirl.
Oh, wow.
Have your idol writing to you about the friendship lessons he's learning.
I'm not sure I'll ever get used to it. Of course, if he really wants to learn about friendship, he could just come to our school.
Professor Sparkle? The mail pony just came with a few things.
The sewing machines I ordered for my class.
No.
These came too. I wasn't sure what to make of them.
These machines were costly, but I am quite certain the friendship lessons I can teach my students with them will be invaluable.
How much did you spend?
Oh, don't worry, darling. I'll think of something. And I didn't use the school funds to buy these. I made the purchase entirely with my own bits.
It's not that. It's this.
What?
Why waste your time at a friendship school that's just a school? Learn everything they teach and more at Friendship University.
What? Another school? Okay, so a rival school has come into being. Yeah, I'm thinking this is that other dude. The same dude who did not want Twilight's school active. I'm thinking this is him. Who else would be dastardly enough?
Who would open another friendship school?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing to
Cute
worry
Twilight.
about. You're the princess of friendship. What could this other school possibly offer?
It isn't just another friendship school. It's a university. It says they teach the same lessons of competing schools in half the time.
What?
That's twice the learning.
And it's in Las Pegasus? If Professor Rarity lets us skip her sewing class. Road trip!
Yes, we should totally go. I think we need to look into this school.
Las
I don't like to
Pegasus.
judge solely on appearances, but what kind of friendship school is this?
Only the best.
Looks like a
friendship school in
library.
the West, and maybe all of Equestria.
Really? Hey, wasn't that one character? That's wasn't she
There's more
one of the
ponies in here
EEA
than
board
our whole
members?
School. Who is running this place?
Oh, welcome, friends! You are about to embark on a journey of amazing
Lemon
magnitude.
Flam.
One that will change your life.
Yeah, she was one of the EEA board members.
To embrace a new path and become students of Friendship U!
Flim and Flam.
If you're alone and you can't make friends, we understand your plight.
Until now, there was just one way your friendships could take flight.
There is a school real far away that'll teach you what to know. But if you live here, you couldn't stay.
You'd learn you have to go.
Now there is an alternative to all of that adversity.
Not just a school, I'll have you know, but a whole university. friendship you. Our aim is true. In a city, not some backwater. You'll learn the things you need to know at our new alma mater. That's it, every pony. You heard correct. Friendship you, the one and only University of Friendship.
As you can see, we're a success by any kind of stats.
That may be so. For all I know, I still smell a rat.
Every
Yeah.
pony lucky here that other schools had mare.
The presence is a testament to the mutual respect we share.
Cute squishy
No,
cheeks.
it isn't.
It really
Mutual respect? What the frick are you talking about?
make our work complete.
To have the friendship
Again, I love the fact we're seeing the EEA board member over here
We're so
without her robe.
at friendship you. We teach to you and you all of our friendship knowledge. You'll learn it all in half the time in the one and only Friendship College.
What happens in Las Pegasus
Learn friendship in half the time.
stays in Las
Coursework is
Pegasus.
so accelerated to take longer and be a crime.
The lessons that we teach have been reviewed and checked and edited.
Which might explain why our new school's about to be accredited. At
A
Friendship
how?
Oh yes, it's true. Even the Princess of Friendship agrees. The only place in Equestria to give out friendship degrees.
Cute. There's some cute characters, right? See.
That's it, every pony. Let's hear it. Tell us again why it's the best. It's the only university of friendship.
What happens
Accredited?
in Las
It means
Pegasus
officially
stay in Las
recognized or
Pegasus.
authorized.
So how about I
We
just
know
blow
what
your
it
freaking
means.
skulls off and
Credit this place.
toss you in the back of,
Why,
in the trunk of the
EEA,
car.
Of course.
You bastard.
Chancellor Naysay?
Oh, it's
The
yeah.
Equestria Educational Association
I still
has
say it's
taken an
Chancellor stuck
interest in institutions that teach friendship in a pony.
Okay, first I'll shoot you, then I'll shoot
environment.
Flame and Slam.
Surely you didn't think your school has a monopoly on the concept?
Well, she did write the book on it.
Ah, yes. How to teach friendship to creatures who will one day use it as a weapon against us.
Oh, and ponies won't,
Friendship
you
is a
prick.
weapon.
You tell me, it's your book. Meantime, this university appears to be a promising option for ponies who prefer to stick to the EEA book on the subject.
I knew we
You
hadn't seen the
can't
last
be
of you.
serious. They're obviously up to something. It's Flim and Flam.
Well, that certainly wasn't friendly.
One would think the head mayor of a school of friendship, albeit an unaccredited one, would behave differently. Unless she was trying to undermine the competition? Hmm?
There's nothing to undermine.
Oh, what? I am not.
I did think the Princess of Friendship would be friendlier.
Now, fillies and gentle colts,
Love
let's
her-
show the princess just how
her design, her
friendly
voice, and her
we
hair.
are by signing up for some classes.
Oh, I want to murder this guy so much. I love her hair. She's adorable.
Why don't I show you around?
Start with the toilets. Stick his head in it.
I'm sorry, but approval from the EEA won't convince me that this school is what you promise.
And what would it take to convince you?
Well, some pony whose opinion I respect, for one.
Really?
Not
Some
yours.
pony like this?
Twilight?
Uh-oh.
That I was getting ready to say that. I seriously was.
Star Swirl? What are you doing
Oh boy.
here?
Why, studying friendship at Flim and Flam's wonderful.
Oh, please. I think I know a disguise when I see one. Take off that ridiculous beard.
It's really him.
Flam!
It's really him.
How's it going in here?
It's really me. I'd heard rumors you'd returned, but I didn't believe it until now. And if a pony of your stature is studying here, there really isn't anything else I need to see.
Again, the
I,
toilets with your
Chancellor
head in
Naysay,
it.
hereby confer upon Friendship University complete and unreserved EEA accreditation.
I don't understand. Why would you come here and not my school?
My travels brought me to Las Pegasus. I didn't come for the school, but Flim and Flam convinced me to try it out.
You can't trust FiM and Flam. They tried to con the apples out of their farm. They sold fake health tonic. They run a resort in Las Pegasus.
Technically, our resort is a legitimate business.
I spent 1,000 years thinking the worst of a bad pony. You taught me to look for the best in him, whatever Flim and Flam's past may be. Starting this school shows they want to change for the better.
I wish I could believe that.
Bull crap.
Besides, what's untrustworthy about opening a school of friendship? They don't even charge for classes.
I don't know, but I know they're up to something. And until I find out, I'm begging you, come to my school instead.
I understand feeling threatened by competition, but my word, Princess, I wonder if the ill manners of the creatures at your school aren't contagious. I think I will take my leave
what?
before I become
I want
infected.
Starlight to blast you like she did Discord.
Twilight, I promise.
Because since you're so high and mighty and you think that ponies won't turn on their own kind, I'd love to see what you would think about somebody, a pony, blasting you into next year.
Actual friendship school, do you?
Man, that would just rock your world, wouldn't it, buddy?
We have to investigate.
But we can't go poking around the school. Every pony will think I'm still just threatened by the competition.
Only if we do it as ourselves.
What? Disguises.
In these disguises, we could.
Okay, that's a cool look for her.
I don't know, Rarity.
That's a cool look for her.
What did I say about using our real names?
What?
Sorry, Plainity, but I'm pretty sure this isn't enough of a disguise.
Hey, strangers! Are you two new here?
We sure are. Completely new.
Great! See you in class!
Well, it's Metal Gear Twilight again.
I read enough Shadow
Oh my
spell
gosh, this is like
to know
Metal
the
Gear
key
Solid.
to going undercover.
Mission, infiltrate the school. Find out what's going on.
And I love bland
Twilight!
stuff.
Twilight!
Okay, your turn.
My name's Eye Patch. I have an eye patch.
Perfect. Now, how do we start our investigation?
Come on, you can do better than
We
that.
should split up. You enroll in some classes and find out what they're actually
How about Patchy?
teaching.
Higher.
I'll look around and see what I can find. Assuming I'm not recognized.
Welcome, newest students. Let's dive right in, shall we? One of the most important
You
elements
possibly
of
teach.
friendship
You don't
is
know
being
jack
thought.
crap about
True
friendship.
or false?
If by thoughtful you mean generous, I'd say true.
Correct! It was a trick question. Very impressive, Ms.
Plainity.
Well, Miss Plainity. Keep it up and you'll be ready for our next level in no time. Let's see if you can demonstrate
That
for the
smug
class.
look.
What's something generous you could do for me right now?
Spare your life. Yeah, keep feeding him. He'll choke on him.
Plainity here is now my star pupil. If any of you want a chance at studying with Star Swirl, I'd take notes on her every action.
Oh, great. Well,
Hello? The door's open, so I'll just assume it's okay to come in and look around. Unless some pony says it's not. Alright then.
booby trap.
The element of laughter and its applications. Okay, that seems pretty genuine.
Pardon me.
When to support your friends' decisions and when to talk sense. Huh, that's actually kind of interesting. Friendship University's true goal is to help friends become better friends. Where's the proof that it's all a scam?
There isn't any.
Oh no.
Twilight Sparkle! Did you really think an eye patch was enough of a disguise?
No, I didn't.
Well, then, we agree that every pony will recognize the Princess of Friendship in this photo of you sneaking into our office.
I can
Blackmail.
see the headline now. Princess of Jealousy, Twilight Sparkle, bent on ruining her competition.
So sad. A news story like that would destroy your reputation. No pony will want to go to your school after that.
Blackmail. You sons of...
Just wait until the papers get a hold of this.
Princess Unhinged. It'll be the top
Come on,
of
Twilight.
Equestria.
2 shots are all I need.
Just
2 shots.
Stack. The lessons in these
2 shots, that's all I need.
Twilight, what's going on here?
We'll never see them again.
Just your protege getting caught snooping in our office in disguise. Well, sort of.
No, honestly, Princess Twilight, envy does not look good on you.
I'm not envious. I know these two are up to something. I'm just trying to find out what.
The only pony I see who's up to something is the pony in this picture, and it is not the princess I know.
You haven't known her long, you idiot!
Well, it's about to be the princess all of Equestria knows.
Unless you
Blackmail.
decided to drop the whole uncover the scam thing.
Then we'll rip this silly picture
And
up
what, shut down her school so yours will be the only one?
And your school.
You can be generous with all sorts of things. Gifts, compliments, your time. Hey, eye patch! Where's your eye patch? Was your cover blown?
You
Yes.
could say that. Flim and Flam took a picture of me sneaking into their office.
Were we wearing our eye patch?
If I don't stop investigating, they're gonna tell every pony that I'm trying to sabotage their school because I'm jealous.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. Maybe I am just upset that Star Swirl came here instead of my school. Flim and Flam may have turned over a new leaf. We should probably just go home.
Twilight, you are not the kind of pony to let your emotions cloud your judgment. If you think Flim and Flam are up to no good, you can't give up, even if their lessons really are impressive.
Wait, what?
Which reminds me, can you get a message to Spike? I want to return those sewing machines. I need the bits if I'm going to keep advancing here. Tuition's free, but the worksheets sure aren't.
Hold on!
Flam are charging for these?
Well, they have to cover expenses, and Flam insists that everything extra goes to improving the school and... This is the scam, isn't it?
Let's find out.
These lessons are so valuable. Are you sure I can't give you more?
Unnecessary. Being able to share them with a pony like you is our real reward.
How much have you made?
Oh my, and you want to study alongside Star Swirl?
It's all I have.
I get it. You baited Star Swirl. You're using him as a gimmick to charge others double.
Come back for the rest when you can afford it.
Wait!
You're charging others a high price, and you're using Star Swirl to bait others. That's why you talk to him.
Twilight, maybe I should take over the investigation. Think of your reputation.
How about you call the
My
cops?
reputation isn't worth much if I won't risk it for what I think is right. Besides, I have a plan.
Call the police? Because this sounds like a job for the police. This sounds like a job for the LPD, Las Pegasus Police Department. Sorry, the LPPD.
Well, brother of mine, we've got almost all the bits we need to expand our resort. If we add another level of classes and worksheets, we'll be there.
All right.
Maybe we should add 2 levels, just to be safe.
It's a thing of beauty. But I was thinking, what if we added another extreme pool slide here?
Sure, as long as the pipes for the musical chocolate fountain go through here.
But shouldn't it go closer to the pudding hot tub? Here?
A fair point, but... What?
I knew your school was a scam.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Princess of Jealousy. I guess we'll be going to the papers after all.
And I suppose I'll just lead your students into this secret room of bits and resort expansion plans.
Let's not get hasty. You have something on us, we have something on you. Let's just call it even.
I don't think so. You can destroy my reputation if you want, but using your students' bits to expand your resort is wrong, even if the lessons you teach are good ones.
Of course they're good. We copied them from your book.
You
skipped every
All
other
right,
page.
that's it.
All
Now
the
you
lessons have the time.
give me one good reason why I shouldn't kill you right
If
now.
you really want to call it even, give back the bits and stop charging for my lessons. Then you can teach them as much as you like.
Nah, running a school is more work than we thought. Besides, we almost have everything we need.
I think not.
Please tell me you recorded this whole conversation.
Star pupil?
Not Plainity, but Rarity.
Who?
We decided to bring some pony else here to listen to everything you...
Star Swirl!
Hey, Star Swirl. We were just about to...
Return the bits you've collected from your students and close
And then spread your butt cheeks.
Yeah, that.
Cause you're gonna get it!
It seems I'll never stop learning from your example, Twilight. It is a valuable lesson to stand up for what you know is true. I wish I had known it too.
Thanks for returning our bits. But how are we going to learn about friendship now?
Ahem.
Well,
This girl
I'll
here,
refer you
yo.
to a fairly reputable establishment just outside of Ponyville. I'm quite certain the head mayor would consider letting
Aw.
you in.
Oh, that was adorable.
Of course, if I ever go to a school again, I'll make sure it's yours. In friendship, Star Swirl.
I still don't understand how Flim and Flam could have gotten a copy of your book.
I finished straightening up in the library. Professor Rarity, I just wanted to make sure you're definitely keeping these.
But of course, darling. If there's one thing I learned at Friendship University, it is not to give up when you know what's right. And I know teaching friendship through sewing is right. I just need to figure out how.
Okay. Alright. I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. I love this episode. And story-wise, this definitely, I have to say, this is actually one of my favorite episodes. Largely because of the whole mystery element, the whole undercover concept going on here. And this was a really good, solid episode for me. For me personally. Okay. Now, first off, Flim and Flam are dicks. Plain and simple. And there's a few things to point out here. You had 3 different parties here. You had 3 different parties. Twilight, Star Swirl, and the Dickface Brothers. The Numbnut duo they took advantage. They managed to somehow get their hooves on Star Swirl the Bearded, baited him, tricked him, lied to him, and used him as a gimmick to lure others to the school, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I get to learn with the majestic as F Star Swirl the Bearded." But the lesson, that was the gimmick. The lessons were free, but you had to pay for the lesson plans. You had to pay for the books, and that's what they charged. And either you paid a high premium to get to study, and they didn't come up with the lesson on their own. They stole Twilight's lesson plan. So they stole from her, and let's see. They stole from her, set up a fake school, and robbed numerous people through a gimmick to try to better their own. Yeah, logically speaking, I think if this had happened in reality, I think these guys would be facing jail time. And then there was Star Swirl the Bearded, who... Okay, Twilight knew how the Numbnut duo was. She knew what had happened before. She named off every single event, every single thing that they had done in the past. And there were a couple of moments throughout the episode I wondered, were they legit trying to be good? But here is the cold, hard fact. Some people, no matter how much friendship you try to offer them, they're never going to accept it. They're never going to change. That's just a cold hard fact. You can't shower everybody with hugs and friendship and expect them to magically change. Some people are just plain downright rude and evil and cruel, and no matter what you do, it will never have any effect. And this is that situation. And Flim and Flam are those kind of people. And Twilight knew this. And Star Swirl the Bearded, he's been gone for 1,000 years. And he had to learn a lot about friendship and catch up over the past 1,000 years that he'd been gone. And he legit thought that Flim and Flam... Now, what Star Swirl the Bearded said about trying to trust Flim and Flam if they were legit trying to be good. And Twilight is like, I know them. They're lying. You're being fooled. They're manipulating you. They're tricking everybody. They're stealing from everybody. They're putting on a fake charade, and they're robbing from the rich, and they're not giving to the poor. And then they're trying to blackmail me. And you think that they're good? Yeah, they're good, evil a-holes. That's what they are. And Twilight knew their past, and she knew they couldn't be trusted. They're slimy, scummy sleazeballs, and she knew that. Star Swirl said that line about, pretty much, I thought I knew you better, to Twilight. Dude, come on! You've been locked away in a realm of darkness for 1,000 freaking years. And you think you know Twilight? Dude, you don't know jack crap about her. She saved your buttocks from being squeezed together by darkness, or spread apart by darkness, however you want to take it. And you have the audacity to look at her and say, I thought I knew you. Dude, Starlight, Glimmer, get over here. I got three people I need you to blast back into oblivion, okay? Blast them all back into oblivion, okay? Right? And and he wanted to try to trust them, and to be fair, it is understandable on Star Swirl's perspective. I can understand wanting to give someone the benefit of the doubt. I can understand that. However, how many times have we been taken advantage of? Have you seen others be taken advantage of because of jerkwads like this? There are people that will use you, and they don't have any care or concern whatsoever. They're not going to change. No matter what you do. As long as you let them use you, they will do it. You can't change them. No matter if you hit them with a brick, it's not going to change them. No matter how much you squeeze the living daylights out of them trying to hug them to death, it's not going to work. There are people whom you can give some benefit of the doubt to. But not everybody. Not everybody! And it's hard to differentiate whom you should say, well, maybe they can change, and whom you should say, nope, they're screwed. They're long gone. Lost cause. It's kind of hard to differentiate. It is hard to differentiate at times. But the fact is, it can be done. And that's why this right here, I relate to Twilight here. Because I got into the habit of trying to study people. I pay attention to what people say, how they act whenever they say it, how they say it. I try to study them. Pretty much, I make human guinea pigs out of everybody that I talk to. And I don't regret it. it helps me to analyze them. I basically analyze them, and it helps me to fully more understand, to get an idea of whether I should watch my back and not trust them, or whether I actually can trust them. There are some people whom I'll talk to friendly, but I wouldn't trust them. I would not hand these people a knife and then turn my back. Now, Flim and Flam, they're set in their old ways. There's no changing them. They tried to cheat. They tried to take the Apple family farm. Tried to make a false tonic. At this point, I'm thinking about the things they've done. I am realizing that there is a very highly significant lack of law enforcement in Equestria. There is a very, very significant lack of a freaking justice system here. These guys should have been arrested quite some time ago, and right now they've got a pretty good rap sheet going on them. Right now they should be in jail. Each have a couple of butt buddies. They should. Now, their resort in Las Pegasus might be legit, and I say that loosely. But they've lied, cheated, and schemed, no doubt, to get there. That's what these guys do. They're liars, they're cheaters, they're sleazy scumbags. That's what they are. And they're good at acting. We've noticed that. They're good at acting. And let me tell you, there are people like that in real life whom, sadly, I know a couple of those people. I don't want to. I wish I didn't. But I've seen them. I've seen them. In real life, there are some people that, oh, they can put on such a big act. They can make the waterworks start. They can make the waterworks start. They can cry. And then just like that, they're fine. They're good at acting. I'll tell you that much. They're freaking good at acting. Flim and Flam are. And they're like real life. They're those people in real life whom you can't trust, who will lie, cheat, scheme, and steal. Take advantage of you just for their own gain. They don't care. They don't feel any remorse. They don't feel any regret. Now, I'm still wondering, how did they get into the school and steal Twilight's lesson plan? Rarity made that mention at the end. How did that happen? How did that happen? Now, of course, to show the other little filly, and I'm hoping there is not a lead up or the implication that she did it. I'm really hoping that's not, because I like her, and I'm hoping she's not the one. But I'm wondering how Flim and Flam got their hands, and I might have missed something, but I'm wondering how they got their hands on Twilight's lesson plan. How did they sneak into the school? Now then, like I said, Twilight knew how Flim and Flam were. She knew their past. She knew they couldn't be trusted. She knew they couldn't be trusted. And there was a couple different things going on here. Her mentor, someone whom she has admired and longed to see for so freaking long, for more than 2 years, she finds out is going to a school that isn't her own. You can understand the girl's hurt. I mean, to find out somebody, to have your own school, to start your own business, let's say that, to start your own thing, and then have somebody whom you admire go to somebody else's. It would freaking hurt. And I understand. I understand. And it would be understandable if Twilight was jealous. She would have every right to be. You would wonder, what was I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Why don't you want to visit my school out of everything that I've done? But it turns out, Star Swirl was baited. He was lured. He was tricked. And taken advantage of. That's why. Twilight knew that there was something going on. She stuck by her instinct. And that's a really good moral. That's a really good moral. There are times whenever other things around you will seem like they're against your initial instinct, but there are times whenever your instinct, it kind of like, I'm going to quote Star Fox,
never give up! Trust your instincts!
There are times whenever you have to trust your gut, okay? There are times, and I know some of you have had that, I've had that feeling, whenever you had that unsettling feeling, you knew something was wrong, you knew something was up, and like you just had to go with that gut instinct. There are times whenever your gut instinct is right. And Twilight was going with her gut instinct. She was going with her natural instinct here that was telling her something was off, something was wrong. She knew that. And I really admire the fact that Twilight did, and I really respect the writers for going that route, with having Twilight go with her instinct instead of backing down. Yeah, it was natural. Twilight was thinking about just giving up and calling it quits. It's understandable because she was being blackmailed. There was a risk. However, Twilight took a very bold risk here by choosing to stay by her instinct, to stick with her instinct, and prove that there was something up. And because she did, she was able to expose Flim and Flam for the frauds that they were. But that's a realistic thing. Sometimes you can go by your instinct and there's not really a risk. Other times there's a huge risk if you go by your instinct if it does not pan out. But there are sometimes whenever you just have to go by your instinct and trust that your instinct is right. And I really admire that they went that route and actually played that out that way, because it's really legit. It's really true. And I love that they did it. I really admire and love that fact. Now, Twilight was also she was going to be blackmailed. And I really thought what Flim and Flam were going to say was, you shut down your school, I'll be good. But they blackmailed her. They freaking blackmailed her. But Twilight went by her gut. Now, they had cameras here. They took a picture of Twilight. I really wish that they had went the route that they would have had somebody be recording the conversation so that they would have that as evidence. I really wish they would have done that. I mean, if they can have cameras, then video cameras, would have worked. But I'm really happy that they went that route. And Chancellor Naysayer, yeah, that guy. Oh man, I hate him. Like I said before, just a few shots. I knew we hadn't seen the last of him. He and this guy, oh man, I can't stand him. He thinks, this guy, he is like, has the mentality that every other creature but ponies, are bad. They're evil. And the only ponies should be trusted. That these other creatures are going to turn. I'm wondering, I would love to see Starlight blast him into oblivion just to see what he would think about the concept of another pony, one of his own kind, turning against him. I would love to see what that would do to him. It would probably fry his tiny little brain. His head would probably explode because he would not be able to comprehend such a devastating concept. The fact is that there are good and bad creatures and ponies. We have seen that. It's like real life. You have people of different colors, of different heritage, different backgrounds. There are good and there are bad. That's plain and simple. In MLP, it's like that. You have good ponies, you have bad ponies. You have good griffins, bad griffins. Good dragons, bad dragons. I just remembered that that's actually a sex toy. No, I don't have one, but I remember seeing it on fan art somewhere. Oh, fan art. But anyway, getting off of that. Random. Anyway, no, again, I was not looking it up. It legit, I saw it. I saw it in artwork, and I'm like, I saw it. I saw the name of it, like the tag, and I thought, that's a thing? Okay, that's a thing, I guess. Didn't know. But yeah, there are good creatures and bad creatures. And this guy seems to have the mentality that only ponies can be trusted. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I want this guy to get his comeuppance. I want him to get blasted into the Netherlands. I want him to get blasted into oblivion. It's at this point that I really wish Twilight would pull a Starlight. Just let her anger take control briefly and blast him. But there's a couple of things that was not really discussed here, and I'm wondering how that came to fruition. Number one, how did Flim and Flam get their hands on Twilight's study plan? Number two, how did they even know this Chancellor Numbnut? And number three, how the heck did they even go about having him? I'd say probably, since he hated Twilight, probably all they had to do was, we're doing this to get revenge. Do you want to be a part of it? He probably said, yeah, sure, let's do it. But notice we didn't see him at the end. He's still out there. I have a feeling it wouldn't surprise me, and I'm kind of hoping he will be a villain later on. Maybe at the end of this season. And I want to see Twilight break his horn off and shove it up his butt. That's what I want to see. It would just seem fitting. And like I said, Twilight went by her gut instinct and was able to prove that Flim and Flam were frauds. Try saying that 3 times fast. You'll do it, I'm sure. And she was able to prove that, and her school still wasn't accredited, but she was able to expose Flim and Flam. She was able to give all the money back, and she got some new students to her school. And Star Swirl said that, I have a feeling he'll be visiting the school later on. But yeah, there was a few different things going on in this episode, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the episode. I really enjoyed what was going on, because with the initial concept of the story, it was actually kind of dark. I mean, you had these guys, you had Flim and Flam, who was taking advantage of, lying, cheating, stealing from other characters to and from other characters, from other ponies, and trying to blackmail Twilight, and then Twilight had to go undercover to try to expose them for what they were doing. So yeah, it was a bit of a dark episode, and I really liked the atmosphere that it had. I really enjoyed it. It really had a good atmosphere, it had a really good setup, and there was some really interesting things that happened in it. And of course, we got to see Flim and Flam again, and Chancellor Numbnutface, and we got to see them get their comeuppance, kind of, in a way. But still, why the frick wasn't Flim and Flam arrested? I mean, come on. But it's hot in here. Going over, but again, I really enjoyed the episode. I really did enjoy the episode. Because of the setup, I cannot say this is one of my most favorite episodes at all. I mean, I can't say at all that this is one of my most favorite episodes of the show, but because of the story and the way it handled, this is definitely one of my really favorable episodes. One of my favorite episodes of season 8. This is just a really good episode. And it was also a really good episode for Twilight as well, and for Rarity too. But I really did enjoy it. And like I said, it was interesting to see Star Swirl the Bearded put back into the show, and to see him brought back, and to see him exploring. And my gosh, can you imagine how much has changed in the past 1,000 years, and he's having to catch up with the times. And he's still learning about friendship. He's picking up where he kind of left off with the end of season 7. And so now he's still learning about friendship, and there's still a lot to learn. There's still a lot to learn. I mean, he has to learn that you can't trust everybody. That no matter what kind of an act in the face they put on, you still can't trust them. And that sometimes you have to go by your gut instinct. And if someone tells you it's their gut instinct, there's a good chance it's their gut instinct. You got to trust them. Believe in them. And that there will be people that will take advantage of you, that will put on a very good charade and make it look legit, but it's nothing but scum. It's scummy, it's crummy all the way through, and no matter what you do, it's bad. Don't go with it. And so yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. I really loved this episode for the story and setup, and we're looking forward to what they're going to do in the future with that. With Star Swirl, he's brought back. And then there's also the concept of Flim and Flam and Chancellor Numbnutface, and I really want to see them. I really want to see them locked in Tartaros. I do. I won't deny that. But again, I really love this episode. And there's a few things that I want to go over with this particular episode here. a few different scenes and characters. This opening segment with Star Swirl, it's very interesting, like I said, to see him come back. But this particular setup right here, with the with the path, with the mountain path, and the lights, this kind of makes me think about Skyrim. You know, that in a way, like the snowy regions of Skyrim, the random, uh, the random poles and lights put in different random locations that have been burning for a freaking long time, and you're wondering how the freak are they still going. But this kind of makes me think about that, and like the ropes. This does make me think about Skyrim. Now, another thing I'm kind of wondering here is about this particular scene where it shows this unnamed character and Star Swirl putting a flag on top of this on top of this mountain range. On top of this mountain. There's a couple things that I'm wondering here. If this scene, if this could be part of the unknown on the Equestria map that Hasbro released. Up on the upper north section of the map, on the west side of the map, you see undiscovered west. On the north, you see the unknown. I'm wondering if this is an unknown mountain, and now they just claimed it, or maybe this could be Mount Everhoof from the map. They just scaled Mount Everhoof. I don't know. It's an interesting concept. It makes me wonder what is going on here, where they're at. And we also get to see the return, of course, of Tree Hugger, which is very interesting. And this is kind of comical because there's the fact that Tree Hugger, you got Tree Hugger, very laid back, hippie, and Star Swirl, just the old man, just kind of hanging out. And yeah, this kind of makes for a pretty interesting setup here, because Star Swirl does kind of look like the old man, like that would have a 60s Volkswagen Samba bus painted up with just like the flowers and everything, flower power on the, like all that on the side. And Tree Hugger would have like the Volkswagen Beetle with probably flower power written on the side of it. Yeah, this just kind of seems like that, and it looks really cool to be able to see these two hanging out. We also get to see Tree Hugger return as well, which is very unique. And then there's a concept that they actually were, Star Swirl was able to use his magic to save them, which is really cute to see them hanging out together. That's also cool. And we also get to see Star Swirl back in this little villa here. And I love this little villa. Very nice. Very nice scenery. We've seen this once before, whenever the ponies went on the sailing trip. But again, it's interesting that it's kind of funny because here this is quite realistic. You have Star Swirl who's trying to paint a picture, and that's the best that he can paint. That's better than what I could do. And then you have this other guy who, my gosh, this painting he does is majestic as F. And it's beautiful. And he's good. And it's also cute that Star Swirl is now sending Twilight. I love the fact that Star Swirl is now sending Twilight postcards from his adventures. And so now he's learning about friendship. He's going to different places, catching up, seeing the world. I think that's really cute. And another interesting dynamic in this particular episode was the fact that this episode focused on Twilight and Rarity, that it had them both together in this. This is really interesting. It's not too often we get to see that. With like just a couple of individual characters like that. So yeah, it's interesting to be able to see that particular duo hanging out together. And there's some other characters I want to talk about. This one little character here over on the lower left with the black hair, she's adorable. We saw her throughout a few scenes in this episode, which I'm going to highlight. But yeah, very cute to see her return. And of course, then one of the major shockers for me was to see this character here. This character with the purple and blue hair. She, don't know why that fell down. She was one of the EEA board members that we saw once before. And she's also available in the phone game, which I managed to get her. And that's her. That's freaking her. And she's adorable. It's very cute to see her without her outfit there. But we also see some really adorable characters here, like this filly right here in the front, which is cute. And that little lip bite is adorable. That tiny little lip bite right there with like the poofed out wings. That's just adorable. And again, we see this other character here. Some very interesting hairstyles right there with these characters. First off, again, this pony here, this kind of a light colored pony with the brown hair. This unicorn right here with that spotlight is kind of shining down towards right here. I love her design. I love her design. I love her hair. Very, very beautiful. Very, very cute. And then, of course, we have the EA board member here. Again, very cute to see her. I love seeing her there. And, of course, again, here's this character over here on the left. And then center right in front of this guy's snout is the EEA board member. Again, it's very cute to see her without her wardrobe. And I love this little moment with Twilight talking and like the little sketch art, like the chalk art. That's very cute to see that. And of course, squishy face Twilight. Squishy face, squishy cheek Twilight. And this episode was just like, Twilight was just adorable in this episode. Even the moments where she was upset, it was just cute. I just now noticed. Okay, this is interesting. I just now noticed this. This moment where you have the EEA board member over here as a cheerleader over on the lower right, which is cute. And then you have this other character right here on the top wearing the jacket. That's cute. That's very interesting to see that. Very cute. Love that design. Eye patch look for her. Again, I couldn't help but think Metal Gear Twilight. I mean, Metal Gear Twilight. And I saw this scene right here before, but yeah. This smug look a rarity. This girl, she knows she's got it going on. She does. And I like that look for her too. I really like that look for her. It does look good on her. And then is that adorable little that she makes is just also adorable too. And some of these characters right here as well. This character here on the lower right, and again, this little pony right here, the blue with the like minty colored hair, the unicorn. She's just adorable there. She's just cute. She's just cute. And of course, again, the EEA board member, I love seeing her here as well. Oh, wait, I think there's the other one. There was 2 female EEA board members. Now, I'm thinking, unless I'm mistaken, this one on the upper right here with the middle right, third from the right on the top. I'm thinking that might be her. I could be wrong. But again, I really love the difference with the different colors and everything that they're going with that. How did they get their hooves on Twilight's lesson plan? That's something I'm still wondering. How in the world did they do that? There's a trick to that. I don't know what, but there's a trick to it. But anyway, thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And also, again, overall, I really did enjoy this episode. It was a very interesting episode to see everything transpire the way it did. I really enjoyed the story, the moral of the plot. I really enjoyed it. It still has some interesting things that I'm uncertain of. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen with that in the future. But again, thank you to everybody, Hasbro, everybody that worked on this episode. Really enjoyed the episode. For me personally, it was a really great episode. So thank you all so much for that. Thank you all so much for doing this episode the way that you did with the story and everything as well. And the cute characters, cute faces, voice acting, everything. Thank you. And everybody, again, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you again for joining me. And again, feel free to comment in the comments. And thank you guys again for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.